Hey, hi everyone. Thanks for showing lot of love on my previous videos on podcast specifically. Thank you so much for that. So today we have a special guest, Deepak Bhatta sir here. So he has a lot of experience in blockchain. He has played multiple roles in his journey in terms of tech. He's a director, author of blockchain book itself, and CTO, and many more roles he has played. So today we're gonna see uh, what are the different things, different use case we have in blockchain, how the industry evolved in terms of blockchain, and many more. Over to you, sir, Deepak sir. Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Akshay, for giving me this opportunity. Uh, so I am Deepak from Kathmandu, Nepal. Uh, so I've been working in the IT industry for more than a decade. You know, uh,
Nice.
yeah, I have uh, quite a long experience in the software development, and also good experience in the management, project management, and as a CTO. Yeah. So these are pretty much things that about me.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for this sweet and short intro, Deepak sir. It's a great and very fast. It's thanks for accepting my invite and giving us opportunity to host you here. So now we have a lot of questions for you. Let's start with your journey. How you started your journey as a graduate, or what was your previous background, where you stayed? Let's
Yeah.
talk more on
So
that.
I actually I was I started programming even I didn't I had not completed my bachelor. So
Oh,
after completing my bachelor, I got opportunity to work one of the renowned IT industry here in Nepal, High Valley.
hmm, hmm.
I worked there as a PSP developer, and it was literally
PHP.
like a core PSP. And then
Ah,
I work for IT Offshore Nepal for 2 years. Again, there for in PSP platform, and then I started working as a Magento developer, as as a freelancer. So it was quite
nice.
interesting journey for me. Uh, I got an opportunity to work with quite old renowned websites. Um,
Hmm.
it was a really very incredible journey for me. I got opportunity to work with a real software development practice, and with a quite renowned developer and project manager. Uh,
That's great.
yeah, and then I started working in blockchain. I like blockchain, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, the way it works. Like actually, I started working in blockchain in 2016, right? So you can
Oh.
imagine like how it would be working in blockchain while it is not matured. Like you barely get
Hmm.
help, like the community was not matured, right?
Right, right.
Uh,
So
but
not even the resources are not there. You have to think of yourself and hand over here
yes,
and there. That's
yeah,
a
yeah,
struggle day.
we have to explore the
Mm,
blockchain code itself, like going deeping dive,
mm,
and interestingly, I got opportunity to work with some IBMers,
mm.
quite
The one who started,
experienced.
blockchain first.
Yes,
Right.
blockchain first. Yes, like the architect of the Food Trust from IBM. I'm sure you
Yeah.
know about the Food Trust, right? It's
Mhm.
it's IBM based. Sorry, it's a blockchain based solution created by IBM. Like I
Nice.
was really fascinated with their solution. You cannot get that product freely available in the website. You have to request. So I mean, it
Amazing.
was really great, and I got a lot of knowledge out of that. How the blockchain should be architected.
Mhm.
How the application should be created. So
Mm.
while the journey was the blockchain, like at that time in 2016-17, there were two part. Like the blockchain was literally the developers were diving into the blockchain code, smart contract, and the chain code. You know, there was a
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
challenge to bring all those blockchain based data into the application. That is another very important part. because
Yes.
unless you don't bring the blockchain data and its um, uh, and its flavor, how the data gets stored in the blockchain, all these things, if you don't bring them into the interface, the people barely knows about the blockchain. So I struggled. I learned how to do that during that time.
Mhm.
I also work with the Oracle blockchain. So yeah. um,
Yeah, that's
I mean, yeah. I
That's
mean,
that's so interesting journey, and you worked with lot of different tech skills as well. So you started with PHP. Same pitch, my career I started with PHP only when I was doing a full stack developer. I was in second year. I first learned PHP. I got a chance to work in the backend stuff, and then we hosted websites and all those stuff. But it's great. So what are the different tech skills you have explored
well,
till the
like,
point?
there are so many. There are so many. Like,
Okay.
I also work in
Huh.
the Visual Basic. If you know what is Visual Basic, right? Uh,
No, I
and
don't
aspects
know.
of yeah,
Yeah.
Visual Basic basically it is a desktop based. Like we develop the desktop based
Okay,
software.
desktop applications for
Desktop
desktop
application. Yeah.
applications.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was. Yeah, I
nice.
used that in my college time, and PHP of
Uh-huh.
course, and Node.js. You know,
Mm-hmm.
little bit Golang, not much. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and the other tools that I know is you know um, CI/CD, Kubernetes,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Elasticsearch, Kafka.
Mm-hmm.
There may be a few more.
Correct.
I also see. I also have you know uh, got chance to learn about IBM Watson tool. If you know about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's a AI
Yes.
tool. You know, it's AI tool which
Nice.
is we just provide you like an API with a certain
Mm-hmm.
credentials. You need to you need to get the credential to use those API. So you can easily use the Watson API. But there was a platform to train the AI model. You know, so
Nice.
it was also very impressive stuff for me, and I could learn like how the AI works.
Amazing. So from AI, I remember you have your own book like blockchain, and along
Yes.
with some AI use cases. Can we talk about it? So how your book is doing, and what inspired you so very first to write your own book, and how you find these opportunities and stuff?
uh,
Yeah.
See, uh, like I am a co-author of the book. The concept was approved by O'Reilly. We proposed the concept, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
in the early 2016. Like we understood uh, why blockchain is needed for AI. Like if we
Okay.
don't use a blockchain in AI, what will happen? Then like it will be like uh, very dangerous. Like because AI is something like that performs the task or the job based on the training data and the test data set, right?
Learnings. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So it's very important
Mm.
to know like who have actually trained the AI model. Like basically in the book we have almost four controls. Four
Okay.
controls. Like the book is basically focused on four controls. The first control
Okay.
is like pre-establishing the identity and workflow criteria for people and systems. That means uh, when somebody let's say
Mm.
you know let's say one AI firm is developing an AI model. AI software
Okay.
industry is developing AI model. Like so what it does, what will happen if that's organization use the system like we developed, which actually
Mm.
records each and every events that happens during the development of AI. So basically what happens is the organization first get registered into the company, into the blockchain, and the developers, there are so many hierarchies in the software industry, right? So who,
Right.
like the one person developed the AI model, there is a senior developer, there is a lead QA, so many process
Mm.
happens there. So each and every events happens during the development gets recorded in the in the blockchain based system, right? So that means each and every user who gets involved in the AI development will get an identity, right? So
So,
it's like basically
uh,
first control it just establishes the identity
mhm.
of the people and organization who are involved in the AI development. And second control is like it's a distributing the temporal evident verification. So you know that the blockchain is temper proof, right? Like you
Yeah,
can like you can enter the data, but you really cannot delete it. If you have to
right.
update the data, then you have to create the new block, right? And that
New record of it. So we
yeah,
can track the possibilities there, the
yeah,
existing record, right?
yeah. When you create the new block, like
Mhm.
let's say this is up in this way. Let's say you have a phone number and you update it, right? Then when you update it in the blockchain, it will not update the existing block. Rather, it will create
Mhm.
another block of that updated phone number, and
Right.
that block particularly will hold the unique ID of the previous block. So it creates the chain, right?
Correct.
So because of that reason, the record that we entered into the system is a tamper proof. Nobody can change, nobody can delete it. We can track the changes, right? And the
Amazing. Yeah.
second is governing, instructing, and inhabiting intelligent agents. So so
Okay.
that means, since because of the immutable nature of the blockchain, you know
Mm.
uh, we can track the records, we can trace the records, and we can monitor the entire AI development process, right? and
Right.
if if we think, like if we think there is like something is going wrong in the system, then you can even stop the development. I will little bit
Mm.
explain more further uh, about the activities of the book, um
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, but last but not least, it's about
Mhm.
showing the authenticity through the user viewable provenance. So that means, like uh, if the AI model is trained using the project that we created, then like it will give you the history of the changes of that AI model. See what happens
Mhm.
is, let's say AI developer develop AI, like develop the model. He used the test
Mm.
data, sorry, train data to train the model, and he checks the accuracy, and let's say if the accuracy is okay, let's say 0.6 or above 0.7, then he is okay, right? So what he once he build the AI model, then he submits for the review. Maybe that can the reviewer may be from the same organization or might be from the different organization, right?
True.
So
Yeah. Mm.
reviewer will review, will go through the AI model that the AI developer has submitted. So he will use his own data set, test data set, and he will install that AI model in his own system, right? Own system means like in
Right.
his own uh,
Development environment. Yeah.
development environment, but it comes within the project that we have created. Otherwise,
Okay.
we'll miss the accuracy that the reviewer gets using the
Mhm.
test data. We'll miss that, right? So that
Okay. Yeah.
review should also happen through our system. And once he finds that, like it's okay, like the accuracy is good, then he can move forward. So while moving the forward, like he like only giving the green signal by let's say just ticking a button, that's not okay. Saying is, like the reviewer, like it's the major role here comes from the reviewer, or let's say or
Mhm.
the verifier who verifies the AI model developed by the developer. See, so there is, like here is one check that I have put in the book. uh,
Okay.
So let's say you develop the AI model, right? You submit
Yeah.
it with the proof that this AI model is good, not because its accuracy is 0.6 or 0.7, right? And I'm a
Yes.
reviewer.
Yes.
right? I'm the
Yeah.
reviewer, and I install that AI model in the system, in my own system, provided by the project. So I run that model in my system. Then when I run the model using my test data set, I test that AI model using my test data set. And when I find that that model is like it is giving the right accuracy, or let's say the AI developer was right. So in that case, I can move forward. But if the AI, if the reviewer, or in that case, in this case me, finds that
Hmm.
the accuracy is not as same,
That
or
much.
is
Yeah.
lesser than
The
the
committed, what
AI developer.
developer is committing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
in that case, I can reject. But when I
Okay.
approve, like, so the approval happens in this way. There is a button to move forward. But when he just move forward, like a log, like we have created a literally a log. The log
Mm-hmm.
captures the accuracy generated by the reviewer, right?
Okay.
So it is not something like manually happens. Our
Okay.
system captures uh, the accuracy through the script, you know
Nice.
so that part actually also get logged into the blockchain, right? So it's an every
Okay.
activity, like the AI developer develops, submits everything, like all those activities also log in the blockchain. Here the reviewer, or the, let's say in the book, we have given the name like MLOps engineer. he
Mm-hmm.
he approves, and his approval part also goes into the blockchain,
Blockchain.
right? And there is another person, like he might be
Mm-hmm.
investor, right? He might be a consumer. Like in our case, he's a kind of uh, stakeholder
Mm-hmm.
who approves the AI model. So the investor
Okay.
checks again. He checks the approved model by
Yeah.
approval, right? So he checks in the same way. He just put the test data set and blah blah, and once
Mm-hmm.
he is okay with the performance, then he move forward to the production. And
Okay. Right.
during the production also, like so many things happens in the AI development. During the production, monitoring things goes, right? So during the
Mm-hmm.
monitoring, like we may have a separate team who monitors the output, who checks the output, like who checks the logs and all. So it's an everything just gets stored in the blockchain. And let's say the model is finished. In that case, what happens is, uh, like we'll come up with the whole uh,
Mm.
proof of the track record of the AI model, and we just
Okay.
go, and then we can just come up in the market with that whole record. So you can just
Mm.
imagine when a consumer, or let's say when the customer sees all the list, or let's say the province of that AI model, then I think it is
Mm.
much more trustworthy than buying the AI model which doesn't have any track record.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Means you are, like what exactly you're doing, what I understand from the detail thing. You're not simply, building a model, but you're tracking a development phase of model. How it's developed. Is it authentic or not? Who developed it? And in which fashion it is developed? Who reviewed it? Who is the reviewer? Is that a really authentic reviewer or not? Each and every stage, we are tracking the complete model development phase. So when we will launch that model, so that model has always more value than the normal model who don't have the the history of that model, how it's developed, to review it, who invested it. All these things is here. That's amazing. That's something amazing. I hope I understood in a right way what you're trying to explain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So where exactly what are the what type of models you used to build on this, or it's just like a generic one?
Like yeah, we use a generic one, like
Hmm.
a traffic symbol detection model. But
Okay.
it's not limited to that. You can develop any AI model. It's not like specific to any one, like a
So
particular one.
yeah.
So you can
So
use,
these
like it is entirely used for the like AI development purpose, using the
yeah, yeah.
blockchain.
Yeah, so means in book you have written each and every step. How can you achieve these things using the means how can you manage AI development, complex stuff using blockchain, and where and how you can integrate it. So what tech skills you are using over here, like Appleja Fabric or
Yeah.
IBM or any other tool you are using to
So there are
achieve
so many
this?
tech stacks here. Like Hyperledger Fabric is the one primary one.
Okay.
You know, like we have used like Node.js and Angular.
Okay.
We also used Oracle Bucket for storing the log and the test data set. We use the
Okay.
PyTorch, you know, for the AI development.
Nice. So in this book, what I understood, you are building this complete product, or it's just a instruction based. How this book is? It's like a guide of building any project. Is it so, or it's just a theory point of view?
No, no, it's an entirely project.
Oh, it's a guide for that complete building
Yeah,
project.
yeah,
It's a so interesting book. I mean, everyone should at least try this book, right? If you
yeah.
have this book, means you can build that complete project by your own, right? It's like a tutorial of building any project.
Yes,
Amazing,
yeah.
amazing.
Right, right.
That's great. That's great. So now let's start with our second, like another question. What are different type of projects you have worked across your journey?
See, I cannot reveal all the projects, like, so, but
Yeah,
I
of
have
course.
done, yeah, yeah, I have done the research in the several sectors.
Uh-huh.
One of my, interesting field is the supply chain. You know,
Okay.
like I've been working on it. I've developed a POC uh, for the different use cases using IBM blockchain and Oracle blockchain as well. Both of these.
Mhm.
Um, like in the COVID, like
Mhm.
IBM, we presented a concept of contact tracing and the vaccination track record in the blockchain system, and we have own. I mean, we are awarded with that concept for that concept.
Mhm.
Uh, and it, like, the development was really huge. Basically, it records the blockchain. It records the contact tracing, you know, in the blockchain system. And there is also vaccination part, and there is also, like, we also thought that a training module is needed during the COVID, because we thought that COVID will last for a long year, for the more years,
Okay.
maybe 6 7 years
Mhm.
more. So I did s- some research in contact. Sorry, in the, like, it is used for the few other organizations, couple of sectors. But in general, the contract. I mean
Yeah.
the app that we developed.
Mhm.
It is awarded by IBM, so I can reveal it here.
Nice, nice. That's great. So it is in Nepal. Like, are
No, no, no,
Nepal government using this project, or it's in
no, no.
another
It's
country?
no. It's in US.
Okay, it's in US. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's great. That's great. The US based project. Amazing. So I have just curious question. Like, we are talking about blockchain. So what do you think? How blockchain can help a normal user or any citizens in a better way? What ground level problems we can solve using blockchain technology?
See, the blockchain technology can, like, it has to transform any sector, like wherever it is used. Like, it
Hmm.
should be able to transform it, but it's also not sure that it is applied to each and every field. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah,
We have to
that's
find,
true.
like, we have to find the areas of the field where it is applicable. Uh,
Hmm.
let's say in case of supply chain management, like, so have you heard about the crypto anchor?
Which one?
Crypto anchor, so
No.
yeah, it is developed by IBM. So what
Okay.
it does is, like, if you can, let's say, uh, blockchain can be used uh, to solve the counterfeit issues. The counterfeit
Hmm.
issues basically in the pharmaceutical industry is huge. Like, it's horrible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we are, I think everybody knows about this. Doctor prescribe one medicine, and you go to the pharmacy, and you
Uh,
ask the pharmacist to give a particular medicine, and he says that, see, I don't have this medicine, right? but I
We
have
have these
another
alternative.
alternative medicine from another company,
Uh,
right? See, the
yes.
components are same,
Yeah.
but you never
I
know
have
what.
same situation most of the
Yeah,
time happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very common here in Nepal. Basically,
Mhm.
like in the South Asian countries, it's very common. So
Yeah.
what like there is a solution in the blockchain which can just fight with this issue. Like there are
Mm.
two ways. One is like a QR code, you know, and another is a crypto anchor. So let's say, from the day one, when the medicine is incubated by the manufacturer, like if you just
Uh-huh.
start to store the all the information into the blockchain. Let's say the manufacturer started a batch
Mm.
of a medicine, and he will enter in the blockchain system, like what are those raw materials, what are the
Ah,
quantities, and from where he brought those raw materials, who supplied that, and there is also certain process involved in uh, making the medicine, right? Like
right.
it may take years, like, so during those long period.
How many trials you have did on that medicines and all those stuff, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We can add on
like
that on
we
top
have to
as
we
well.
have to
Mm.
QA the medicine so frequently, like
Right.
maybe once a day, it's two, or once a week or so. So what
Ah.
if you keep the output of all those QA into the blockchain?
Mm.
Like that
Right.
will ultimately help regulator to understand, to know what's going actually in the medicine part, like in that
Right.
particular medicine. So he will, like, he knows the thing, he knows the detail, and once it is ready, the regulator will,
Mm.
like the regulator will visit that plant and check it, and once he verifies, once he approves the medicine, then the packaging starts. So what happens is, once he
Right.
verifies or approves, that approval also gets stored in the blockchain, right?
Mm.
And
Like
the next,
who approved it and when it get approved.
yes,
That's important.
yes, and what are the actually
Mm.
input given by the regulator during the production phase? So it will also be
Right.
recorded there. So when it is ready, the packaging happens, right? The packaging needs to be
Mm.
done by the manufacturer. So he will
Right.
package it, will package it, and he will
Mm.
create one QR code for that particular package, right?
Right.
Because he can create the QR code, is not difficult if he follows the process that we just discussed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And uh, and and let's say when that medicine ultimately reach in our hand, we can just scan it, and
Scans.
we would
Yeah.
know the detail of the whole
Complete
medicine.
history will get of that medicine,
Yeah.
how it get prepared, who approved, how many trials, who is the approver, and which company manufactured, packaging, everything will get. That's amazing, right?
So this
Yeah,
is
it's
this
good.
is a
I
way,
mean,
like, this is a way
ah,
how you
mm.
can make sure that your the medicine that you are buying is not counterfeit. There is
Yeah,
also
it's
another
not
way.
counterfeit, it's the authentic one or not. Yeah.
Yes. So there
And
is
there
also
is
another
like
way,
so
like,
many.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
right.
also want to add one more advanced technique. It's a crypto anchor.
Yeah.
So what happens is, like, the blockchain parts remain same.
Uh-huh.
In the like all those stuff, all the check, the QA stuff happens same. So once the medicine is ready, and it is
Mm.
packaged. I mean, one
Ah,
before it is packaged, what happens is we have got a kind of lens, which is a AI based lens. Like
right.
that will when you scan the particular medicine, it will generate the fingerprint or the
Mm.
hash. Let's say in our blockchain term,
Okay.
it generates the
Ah,
hash, and it,
hash.
it and it stores in the blockchain, right?
Okay.
So what that lens does is it reads the microscopic properties of that particular medicine, you know
Oh. Uh-huh.
and the temperature, everything, like whatever properties needed to identify that particular medicine, everything is retrieved by that lens. It is AI based lens,
Mm.
right? And and see, and let's say that medicine goes in the market. Now in this case, it doesn't have any QR code. That medicine just goes in the market, and in our mobile phone, in our phone, like, we will have an extra lens, Maybe I'm
Hmm.
sure in a few years we'll
This
have a
might
kind of,
can.
yeah, like we will have a mobile way which will have a kind of AI based lens, which will be able to read the properties of particular object. So what's the advantage is, so you will
Hmm.
get you will go to the market, you will go to the pharmacy, and grab a medicine that you need, and you will have that mobile, and you just scan it.
Scan
I
it,
mean,
like,
you
yeah.
take,
You lens use that lens to scan it, right?
yes, exactly. Like you will have definitely app.
Oh.
Your app will open that lens of from the camera, and that lens will grab the properties of that particular medicine, right? And
Hmm.
it will submit that properties, like say in the fingerprint format, to the application. Now,
Hmm.
now see here, that application will verify that just retrieved fingerprint with the fingerprint that is stored in the blockchain.
Blockchain is the same or not?
It's the same or
Like,
different, right? So if it
yeah,
is a real medicine, the
of course, it
matches,
will be, then it will match. If we
it will
got
match.
the match, means it is an authentic one. If we didn't get match, means between the distribution process, some might get changed or it is a fake medicine or something like that.
Yes,
Amazing, right? It's amazing
yeah.
concept.
So it's a crypto anchor concept. Like I'm sure it will be quite common in few years. But it is
Hmm.
quite interesting. QR is also fine. Like QR is also perfect. But there is also chance to copy that QR code
Duplicate
and
the QR code. Yeah,
yeah,
once they
copy the
someone,
QR code
in
and
the
make a copy.
within the, yeah,
Like
within the some, let's assume within the organization, one of the user is malicious. So he intentionally sell that cure to the competitor or some other
exactly,
company. That could be one possibility, right? So
right,
here is
right.
one limitation.
So this is
So
the issue
with
with
the
the QR
blockchain,
code.
we can use AI to, remove this sort of limitations as well from security points. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah. So it's the
Yeah,
interesting part.
so super interesting. Means if let's like my thinking also we are getting, a lot of interest. So when literally this type of projects will we see in the market, that will be a literally, so useful for a normal human beings like users. It will be so helpful. That's amazing. So I have one more like curious question, like from now this discussion I'm getting. So what are the security concerns we need to take care while building these blockchain based projects, or uh, how can we manage the security point of view of it?
Uh, so while managing the, like from the security point of view, if you are while developing the blockchain solution, uh,
Hmm.
so see, so what I say is blockchain itself is a platform that provides the security, right?
Yeah, it's claimed that
So
security,
yeah,
traceability.
it
Yeah.
provides the security. So if you are talking
Hmm.
like how we can make the blockchain network secure, then that is
Hmm.
another topic, right? It comes like
Okay.
like a DevOps part involvements comes here.
Okay.
Like we have to um, set up the proxy. Uh, there are so many things that we can to make
So,
our blockchain network secure. But
hmm.
like what kind of the benefit do we get using the blockchain in terms of the security? Like it's definitely our data remains secured in the blockchain,
Ledger. Yeah.
because the blockchain the data doesn't get stored like in the MySQL and Oracle. It
Hmm.
is stored in the cryptographic hash format. So this is
Okay.
the first thing, and the second is, it's not, in case of the private blockchain, it's not easy for the
Hmm.
attacker to enter into the blockchain network and change the data. It's not that easy
Oh.
because in the, like we need to get certain permission to enter into the network. Somebody needs to add you, like explicitly in the system, right? Explicitly in the blockchain
Hmm.
network. So when you gets added in the system, your wallet is created. You will get a public key, and you will also get a private key.
Hmm.
Like your certificate will be generated within the system. And see, the very charming part of the fabric is that the certificate that you get is actually signed by the like by the admin, let's say by the blockchain admin. So
Right.
that means, so whenever you make a transaction over the network, your certificate sign the particular transaction before it gets routed into the network, right? And
Right.
when that transaction route starts to move over the network, then like before it committing into the network, the particular node verifies whether that transaction has come from the authentic source or not. Let's say, so in that
Yeah.
case what it does is it also verifies the certificate that is the certificate information that is attached to that transaction. So what happens is, like
Yes.
all the nodes which are involved in the blockchain, like
Mm.
they're also created in the same way. Their certificate is also created in the same way. So the network
Right.
actually verifies the transaction, um, uh, uh, by using the key that they have, and partially
Okay.
the admin key also exists in your key, in the
Yeah.
transaction. So in that way,
Right.
your transaction gets verified.
So we can simply say whatever the transaction you will perform on blockchain, it is very secure and it is not, easy to crack it or easy to duplicate that transaction. So
uh,
this type
it,
of things is, yeah,
yeah, it is really not easy. Like, let's say if you breach one network, or let's say if you are able to even enter into one node and you try to
mm,
change the data over there, it's very hard, almost impossible.
yeah,
But let's say there is a 1% and you enter.
mm,
Once you entered into the system, and once you change
mm,
the data of that particular node, like the old
yeah,
state of that node gets changed, right? And
right.
when the
So it
when
will
the
give
old
you a
state
new state. Mm,
yeah, when the old state of that particular node gets changed, then it doesn't then it is not identified by other node. I mean, it doesn't.
right.
I mean, the other node will know that, there is there is some changes done in that particular node, unethically, right? Other node will
Yeah.
know this.
Mm.
So there is a kind of conflict, and maybe your certificate will be revoked, and you will be out of the
Yeah.
network.
Network. So you
Yeah,
will be no longer commit any transaction or cannot endorse anything on the ledger or within the network.
exactly, exactly.
So that's completely. So we can say securely, blockchain is completely so secure network. It's not that much easy to breach that any one of the transaction or anything. So it's already in security is a inbuilt character of blockchain. That's why it's in trend and that's why we are using in multiple use cases, supply chain and other use case as well. So I just one curious question. In India, there is voting is going on. So what do you think? Should we do voting based blockchain based voting, so there will be no immutability, no one can tamper the data, will get based on after verifying each and individual identity, then only we're going to vote on the ledger. What's your point of view on mechanism,
Oh, okay,
blockchain based selection mechanism or voting system? Yeah.
okay. Yeah, definitely. Like your identity should be verified there. Like
Yes.
if your identity is not verified, then you are not eligible for the voting,
No,
for
like
sure.
what is my thinking? We have SSI concept, self-sovereign identity concept, like hyperledger
Yeah,
ID concept is there. You can,
yeah,
claim that you are really that person or not. So we can club these two use case, SSI plus our hyperledger fabric to track the data and for, traceability purpose. So whenever first we have to, prove each and every individual identity. And then after proving your identity, you can able to give vote to the individual based on the
right.
list what are available. We can build that type of application, and once you have put vote, now your vote is fixed. It knows you cannot vote it again, or you cannot even temper it. So no one can claim that yeah, this government or this
See,
particular individual is
right.
in. So
So
this
so
type,
so
yeah.
what
Mm.
you have to do in the system is, like actually the blockchain is just key value concept, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it is nothing but it's a key value concept. So like, once you vote, right? Once you vote, then there should be some kind of the properties in your data set that
Yeah.
indicates that you are voted. We have voted,
Yes.
right?
Of course. Yeah.
So
Mm.
so once you vote, your that particular data set will mark that you are voted, and your logic should check right? Your logic, you're like in the application level, like literally actually blockchain is just 20% and 80% is the application. If you
Yeah, application only. How
yeah,
you are managing
if
it
you agree,
exactly. Like,
if you agree,
right,
because
right.
like as I said,
Yeah,
blockchain is just a key value concept. So in that key
right.
you have to adjust everything. But what the like what the key actually stand for, like it
That's
is
matter.
actually,
Yeah,
like it is actually explained, it is actually written in the in your application, so
right.
so in your application side, you will check that, I send my identity to the voting system, and in the application, check that whether I have already voted or not. So it will have particular field, and if that
Yeah,
field is let's say voted, by default it remains false, right? Once it
yes.
is voted, it remains true. So your logic will check that whether that particular person has voted or not. If it has not voted, if he has not voted, then he will be probably, yeah, if he has not voted, then he will be allowed to vote.
Voting.
Otherwise
Yeah,
he will be blocked.
yeah. So using smart contract, we can manage all these things.
Yes,
Amazing.
right,
Okay.
right.
So, but just again, the second curious question: do you think is this a really good idea at any government level or country level? Is this can be implementable? This type of project, do you think can we implement at that much scale?
Yes. See,
Yes.
this is very uh yeah, it's like we can implement this. It's not that challenging, but we need a big support from the government.
Of course.
Blockchain itself is not a kind of individual project. It's like
Mhm.
we need a participation, or the good participation actually from the different
Mhm.
organizations. Let's say in
Organizations
case of,
or yeah,
yeah, let's say
entities.
in case
Mhm.
of the in case of this voting system, I would say
Mhm.
government, of course, and we have a different election
Election commissions
body.
and every
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
Mhm.
election commission, and if you go more to the ground level, there are the ward, right, local government. So we also need their
Yes, yes. Approvals of
maybe
each and every entities. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we have to at least, let's see if, maybe it's not that easy to go to the ward level, but
Mhm.
if you can go through the municipality level, up to the
Mhm.
municipality,
At
let's say
least, yeah.
we provide particular node to each municipality.
Municipal within the cities. So
Yeah,
we have to treat in that way. What architecture, what topology of network you are following? Are you making city as a one node, or are you making one municipal corporation or a district as a one node? That is
yes,
also matters, right?
yeah,
In
it
the
also matters.
blockchain
It,
architecture. Right, right.
it's not possible
Mm.
to, it's not possible to give a node or to a particular word. Yeah, let's say
Uh,
in the case of India, I'm sure there are so many, like
right.
maybe more than
Huge,
100
huge
or
country.
500 municipalities. So the like if we can just give one node for a city, maybe that works.
That
Yeah,
is a good idea.
yeah,
That's good
yeah,
idea.
we really need a very deep study on this, like from the
Yeah.
technology side, and from the
Mm.
from the user side as well, from the government side as well, and how
Right.
like how we can provide actual the particular identity to the user, to the voters, I would say,
Yeah.
so that
Yes.
can be
So
done
like
like.
in the yeah, in the same way how they issue election card, the same way we can make issuing authority in our SSI based concept. So who is issuing the election card to the individual? So they have a record already. So then only they can verify it. There is a verifier proper issuing authority, verifier who is going to verify the government at a time of election going to verify the identity. Holder, the one who has the wallet will be a holder, individual, citizen. It's a good concept, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah,
like
of course, it's required
like
deep study. Yeah.
yeah, in case of Nepal, I have seen during the election,
Uh-huh. Mm.
um, the representatives from the local government, they just come
Mm.
to certain place, and uh, um, and the citizen of that place, like they just
Mm.
visit that office, and they give their
Right.
information
Mm.
as a voter, like if they are not
Okay.
registered, then they will get an opportunity to register by themselves,
Uh-huh.
in the system, and they just take a photo, kind of things. So I think that is a
Mm.
place where we can actually implement
You
that
should,
identity
yeah.
stuff, and we can
Mm.
probably provide one identity to the user together with the voter card or something like that.
Mhm. Nice. That's amazing. Like if we discuss this type of idea, we get, this type of conversation makes idea more mature in a
Yes,
healthy way. Yeah,
right.
that's great. That's great. So now I think we have spent a good time. So let's discuss about your challenges. What are the different challenges you have faced throughout the journey?
uh, so challenges, see, like while I started working PSP, working in
Yeah.
the PSP, uh, like Google was like we used to search in the Google, but
Yes, sir.
like we don't get the right answer that we were expecting. So the
Right.
solution at the time was might be good, might be book. We go through the books, and sometimes if we
Oh,
find a solution, not sure, I don't think we anybody does this nowadays, but we used to just keep the solution somewhere in the folder in the computer, like so that next time if
yeah,
we
yeah,
if
yeah.
we need it, we can easily find it. But now we don't need to that, because if we search the same
Hmm.
text in the Google nowadays, we will get a better solution than the solution that we
That
had
we
found
found
before,
earlier.
right? So
Right.
it was a kind of thing. And in the at the time of Magento development, it was like I also joined Magento while it was evolving,
Oh.
mostly in 2010, 11, like it was evolving. So the resources and the help were not easily available at that time. So but we
Mhm.
managed, uh, anyway, we managed
Nice.
that. And the same thing happened in the blockchain, like uh, so I mean, where actually I work in the quite new technologies, in the like in the difference of 5 or 6 years time,
That's
and
great. It's keep you evolving. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that is why,
Yeah.
like I like
Uh,
it, and I accept the challenges. uh, yeah.
right.
The
Amazing.
main thing is, the main challenge is that you will it is very difficult to find the resources, the right resources, or the solution that we
Right,
need.
right, right, right. So now I have one question. Now you are leading a one firm. You are a director at your organization. Can you talk about you at your level? How the thing is you look like now?
uh,
How how things are going on? Yeah.
See, yeah, I work as a director of engineering for Jagal, for 1 year. You know, um, it is also very interesting journey for me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like I had to grow the team, and lead the technology. Uh, you know, so it was a quite challenging part, because the product itself is so good, is so fascinating. Like the learning part of the product was also interesting part. Uh, and The challenging part was, like basically, let's say, to set up a very good team in an
It's
organization
a
is a,
yeah,
is a challenging job. And
true.
more
Agree.
challenging is to continue that team for the longer period is another challenging job.
Oh,
Like it's very
yes.
difficult to retain the developer for the longer period, because
Mhm.
the time changes,
Now,
the priority
now the
changes.
industry is evolving, yeah, so fast. So the demand is also increasing quickly. So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
observe one thing now, people, they're following a trend to switch frequently for better opportunities and all those things is happening. So that's why sometimes they're not, that much passionate about to stay at one firm and do more work at one firm also. So this is
Yeah.
also like one of
Yeah,
the challenges.
but the developer also, like once they decide to work for a company, like at least they
Ah,
have to work for 2 years in that company to
hmm,
gain some experience. Like the journey
hmm,
might be difficult,
yeah,
but ultimately that will give them like a very good result at the end. you know
yeah,
uh,
true, true.
like so yeah, I mean, like getting good developer is also very challenging job for a company here. Good in the sense, like sometime I, like what you put. in the first place, like attitude or the skill. Sometimes I place
Mm.
attitude. Like if you don't have a good attitude person in the team,
Yeah.
like that person will definitely go sooner or later. But while going out of the company, that you will create some bad environment within the company. So
Yeah,
first
that's
you have
actually
to.
same issue I have faced few days back actually. Sometimes we hire someone, but then we later feel that this person is good at skill, but lagging somewhere at attitude. So some, moral ethics matters when you are working in very fast, speed growing team. When we require everyone contribution at max level. Some people, lag at that. But right, anyway,
So
anywhere
you
is
have to,
learning, is learning.
like during the in the interview process, like you have to, like, I agree with you
Yeah.
actually. Like some top notch or very talented person, they have some kind of attitude problem in most of the case. Like it's quite
Uh-huh.
obvious. But there are like you should be able to figure out that at the time of interview. Like you probably, if you just ask technical questions, then definitely he will give you very
Hmm.
right and perfect answer,
Answer.
no doubt at all,
Right,
right? So you have to
right.
go beyond the technical part, you have to be
Hmm.
practical, you have to ask few other things like which is related to your life, like apart from the technical.
Hmm.
So that will give you a hint like whether the person is truly the positive attitude person, or let's say
Hmm.
will go in the long run or not. So I have
Hmm.
like I have hired a couple of developers who are very positive,
Hmm.
who are very motivated.
Ah,
I hired them as a front end developer, but eventually after a couple
nice.
of months they turned into back end developer. So they are doing both
Ah,
back end and front end,
front end
like,
and back end. Nice.
but their dedication is to the next level. So
Ah,
definitely next level. And like, so yeah, I mean, we also keep motivating our developers, our
nice.
like we have to treat them like our um, in proper way, in better way, like don't
Hmm.
underestimate, like don't harass
Yes.
them like you are a boss, like you are a manager,
No, no,
don't
no,
harass them
no.
because they have got so many options, right? So
Yes, yes.
we have to be part
We
of their, even like their personal problem. In that way you can get some kind of
hmm.
like closeness to them, and they will probably they will return for the longer period, I think.
True, true. I completely agree with you, sir. Like, amazing, amazing thought.
A lot of people have confusion about the blockchain. A lot of people thinks that the blockchain is a crypto, but it is not,
Hmm.
right? So you can just see a, you might have seen a square, like we have a one uh, 100 squares, right? And
Hmm.
and out of 100 square there is a one square which which occupy crypto, which is a crypto, right? So you can imagine
Yeah,
if that crypto is
just one square.
notorious, if that crypto is not transforming the business or the world, then there are other 99 squares, right, which can actually change the
Yes.
world. So crypto is not a blockchain. Crypto is really, people have to think seriously to invest in the crypto, because there are so many scams out there. Almost 14,000 cryptos are in the market,
Yes.
right?
Right. True.
And
Each
so
day new
so
crypto is listing out.
yes.
Yeah.
And but there is a, like like if the crypto is regulated, if the cryptocurrency is regulated, let's say CBDC,
Hmm.
it is really good.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is really good because CBDC does have capacity uh, to minimize the corruption. Like even
Right.
like you can imagine, if the CBDC, if the central bank issue a token of 1 rupee, or
Token.
let's say 100 rupee, right? It
Hmm.
will hold a token. So what will happen from now is our system will know that who actually hold that particular
Token.
100 rupees throughout its history. Let's say, uh,
Right.
right? So now, and now who is holding that, who is owning that 100 rupees at the moment? CBDC would know that.
Hmm.
So now,
Hmm.
like, so it's a very incredible thing. So regulated crypto is really good. The government, if the government regulates the crypto, then that is really good. you know. My I think the enterprise blockchain can transform the world and the business.
That's the reason, when I started my blockchain journey, I just, compare few things related to public blockchain and private blockchain as enterprise blockchain. Then I decided to, at that time, crypto was like the public blockchain was so fluctuate. So many new tech is coming day by day. There is so many things to learn. As a developer point of view, I thought, yeah, this is so tedious to me. I can't, stay with this as a simple stick for a long. So then I moved towards Hyperledger Island, Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Indie, Hyperledger Aries. So many products. Now I'm working as in blockchain developer as in Hyperledger only. Hyperledger
Nice.
India, I'm using an Hyperledger Aries. So leading a team, completely doing architecture, everything is fascinating now. And now I got to know that from you guys, like different experts I mostly speak. There is, immense of so many opportunities in enterprise blockchain. There is so many different things we can do. Just we have to come up with some uses which is like collaborating with multiple entities, and yeah, you'll get the proper architecture of it. So amazing. It's a lot of
Definitely.
different opportunities.
Yeah.
And of course, so many developers and so many experts try to always, communicate that crypto is not a blockchain. Blockchain, like crypto is just a use case of blockchain. It's just a small and tiny thing.
Very small
Don't
use
rush
case, tiny use
behind it.
case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very tiny use case. There is so many different kind of opportunities. And it's I mostly feel it. Blockchain is now it's a baby, right? It's now maturing. Now soon it will, after let's say 5 years or 10 years, you might see so many different use case. And it's in like in India we have one DGR and CBDC, what we are going
See,
on as a
see,
proper
yeah,
normal user is using. This type of use case will come so many. Will normal user can in daily life they can use the blockchain based products. It's a good.
yeah, and like the blockchain resources in the market is not enough. So like what I also think is
Mhm.
like uh, we have to try to produce more blockchain resources in the market. You know,
Yes. Mm.
so that is possible only from the college. If
Mm.
if the expert like us, involved in the academic field, basically teaching the
In the
blockchain.
research field, in teaching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Right.
and that will definitely
Mm.
help to produce some more blockchain developers, and that will help
Easily.
the whole
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Right. In India, mostly few colleges started, integrating blockchain subject in fourth year, engineering fourth year and computer science branch. So it's good initiative, I think, because few of I'm mentoring few of students who's doing, and I've know few professionals who is doing PhD in blockchain and those things. It's good.
Yeah, I have started teaching blockchain in one of the college here in
Ah,
Kathmandu. Basically
nice.
in the basically for the master degree.
Ah,
So I literally think that we have to share our knowledge. Basically, money is nothing.
of course.
Money is
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, money
Yeah.
is not everything. I would say nothing. It's not
Yes, yes.
everything. We have to share our knowledge, and college is the right place, I think.
Amazing, amazing. And now, like we have almost 53 minutes is going on. So, what's your advice for our audience and advice for me? Like I just
Okay,
started
let's
this
talk
small
about audience.
initiative to.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
let's talk
of
about the
course.
audience. Like first two kind of the
Mm.
audience for me. One is
Yeah.
the business person, or the enterprise sectors, or the business. So eventually we'll have to dive into the blockchain because that is going to transform your business. But it doesn't transform all the business. So let's try to work on it. It is in the process of maturing. It is maturing, it is more stronger than before now. So let's try to use blockchain in
Yeah.
your application. And another advice, I mean, the suggestion to the students or the developers is,
Mm.
uh, yeah, if you are really interested in to build up your career in the blockchain space, there are so many technologies. So you have to be a programmer, definitely, to be a blockchain developer. Uh, but uh, but there is also very good demand of the blockchain administrator, right?
Wow.
who barely have to write the code. He probably have to write some bash script. So there is also very good opportunities for the DevOps in the blockchain space.